What's up, guys? My name's Gilbert, and I'm bringing you another video that's about 7 days to die. And before I go on talking about the actual topic of this video, I just wanna apologize for being so inactive. It's been like 2 weeks since I uploaded my last video, and yeah, I just haven't felt like making any videos. Plus, I've been watching Breaking Bad. I think I actually started 2 weeks ago, and it's been consuming my life. I watched like several episodes every day, and it's so good. I think it's really good actually, a lot better than I expected it to be. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to be a bit more active. But anyway, to the topic of this video. So, in this video, I'm gonna rank my top 10 favorite weapons in 7 Days to Die, and you know, the ones that I think are the best. And when I look at a weapon, I primarily look at two things. So first off, effectiveness. So the weapon has to be effective, it has to be good for killing zombies, has to kill them pretty quickly and pretty effectively. And it also has to, it can't break too fast, because the weapon has a certain durability, so you can use the weapon certain amount of times, if you have an axe, you can hit with it for like a certain amount of hits before it breaks, and it loses damage with each hit. And the more durability it has, the slower it's gonna lose its damage. So it loses like a certain percent after after a few hits. And the more durability points it has, the slower it's gonna be destroyed. So that's important for a weapon. It also has to be fairly cheap and, not cheap, but not too expensive. It has to be worthwhile getting. So for instance, one weapon that's not worthwhile getting. Oh, sorry. Is the rocket launcher. So you won't see that on my list, because basically. It's even though it can be pretty good for killing zombies. I mean, it explodes and zombies fly everywhere. I mean, it's not good because first of all, you can't craft it, and even if you find one rocket launcher and some rockets, you're probably never gonna find any more ammo in the world again. So yeah, you're not gonna get that much efficient out of it, and that's pretty much why I don't think it's a good weapon. And all of this weapon, when I tried them, I'm gonna show you clips on all the weapons that I've tried on my list. I tried them on the difficulty settings on which the damage dealt to zombies, that setting, was turned to low. So I think it was the next lowest damage dealt settings there was. So, and the damage you receive the damage that the zombies do to me is set to extreme, the highest. And the reason I set it to such hard settings is because you get a better perspective over what's good and what's not. Because if you play on easy settings, everything's basically gonna be good. And then I don't see the point. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to actually see what's good and what's not if you're playing on too easy settings. So that's why. But anyway, so let's start a list here. So the first weapon on my list, number 10, is the hunting rifle. And the hunting rifle it's pretty good. It's pretty accurate, so you can shoot from long distance. Does quite a lot of damage, and pretty cheap to craft. It costs 2.8 pounds of metal, which is less than a metal bar. A metal bar is 3 pounds. And you get like 9 metal ingots, from one iron, from one iron that you mine. And the parts of that you only need wood. And the down part with this gun, though, is that you pretty much to kill one. It's a one bullet type of gun. So you have to shoot one bullet and then you have to reload. And so it goes. So you basically want to kill the zombie, or the zombie in the first shot, because otherwise it can take some time. It can be pretty inefficient, and so you basically have to headshot every time, because even though it does a lot of damage, it doesn't do enough damage to kill one zombie if you shoot it in another part of its body. So that's down part of it. But it's still a pretty good gun. It's pretty easy to find. So, and you only need like 2 parts that you create out of metal. So you only have to find like 2 guns to actually be able to mass produce it. To be able to make the molds to mass produce it. So it's an okay gun, really. And on my next weapon, so on number 9, the chainsaw / auger. And I placed them on the same spot because apart from what they do otherwise, I mean cutting wood and mining, they basically do the same thing. They're just as effective for killing zombies. They do the exact same damage. They require just as much gas to be able to use them. So, like, yeah, that's why they're on the same spot. It's basically the same thing in those regards. Though the chainsaw looks a lot more awesome. Or maybe not, I don't know. What makes it so good is that it kills zombies really effectively, as you can see. So, and the bad part though is that you have to use gas to use it. So you don't want to use it too often, like I'm doing in the video, but that's just for demonstrating. Because they actually remove the gas recipe, so you can't craft gas anymore. So all the gas you find, that's all the gas you're gonna have ever. So that's pretty bad, I think. But it still can still be good, because if you're in a bad situation where where your shotgun or assault rifle just isn't enough, you can just use your chainsaw or auger and just go through all of those zombies, and it can be really be a lifesaver. And that's why I placed it on my list. And the next weapon on the list, on number 8, is the spiked club. The spiked club is actually pretty good. So first off, it's so easy to get. You can basically get it minutes within start when you start a new save, because you only need sticks and scrap metal, and those are things. Both of those things are really easy to get while you're scavenging even. And it's also fairly effective. So if you have full stamina and like your weapon has degraded that much, and you do a headshot, you're pretty much gonna kill it in one hit. So that makes it pretty good. Maybe not as good later on in the game, but still not bad. I mean, you can still have it, because as I said, it's really cheap and yeah, pretty effective. Though the only down part is that it's a melee weapon. So, and melee weapons aren't quite as good as guns, or not nearly as good actually, because getting near a zombie is always a risk, because you can get hit and so on. They should really do more damage, I think. But yeah, good weapon. And second on the list, on number 7, right? Yeah, it's the pipe bomb. So pipe bomb, it's pretty good. It's really easy to make. You only need pipes, metal pipes, gunpowder, and yucca fibers, and all those things are so easy to get. And it's actually pretty effective. I mean, the dangerous thing about it is that you can't be too close, because the explosion is so big that you can die yourself if you're too close. But that's also the good thing about it, because the explosion radius is so big, it can kill a lot of zombies with just one pipe bomb. So if you have a big pack of zombies, and it don't even have to be that close to each other, it's gonna kill all of them. And pretty much every zombie, I don't think there's any zombie that I tested it on that survived one. So a really good one for killing a lot of zombies, basically. And cheap, so that's why it's on the list. And next, on number 6, is the SMG assault rifle. And it's a good weapon. Quite expensive to craft. Well, not that expensive. It costs 6.9 pounds of metal. I mean, it's not much, considering only one metal ingot, which is nothing when you mine. Because remember, you get 9 ingots from one iron. Yeah, so 1 ingot is free, so it's like a little more than 2. But the down part about it, I think, I mean, it's a good gun, because it does what you expect it to do. It kills zombies effectively, and so on. But the down part about it is that there are other guns that can do, well, there are other weapons that can do just as good of a job that aren't as, expensive. And I think the SMG is expensive in the sense that it requires a lot of bullets. I mean, of course, if you headshot, you're gonna kill them in one shot anyway. So if you can do that, that's great. But very often, if you're getting in a really tense situation, you're just pretty much gonna spray, and that's not good because bullets can be quite expensive to craft if you use a lot of them, which the SMG does. So in that scenario, a shotgun would be better because it can kill the zombies more effectively, actually, I think, without you having to waste so much bullets. Though the bullets aren't that easy. They aren't expensive to craft, but yeah, if you use a lot of them, it can be quite expensive. But it's still a good weapon. You should get it, even though it's pretty end game. It's pretty rare to find, so I think you have to find like 3 guns to get all the parts. So it's a pretty end game gun. So maybe shouldn't that maybe shouldn't be the first gun you start crafting. You should really start making it when you have a lot of resources. But anyway, so let's go forward. So on number 5 on my list, we have the pistol. And the pistol, it's fairly effective. It takes on difficulty. I've been trying it on. It takes like how many? 2 shots to the head to kill a zombie, and I mean that's pretty well compared to other guns. It's not good, but considering the pistol is so common to find, ammo is so common, it's so cheap to craft. You only need like 2.1 pounds of metal. Then I mean I think it's worthwhile getting. Early on in the game, you're probably gonna find a gun, and when you don't have, it's really easy to get the recipe as well. I mean, getting all the modes because it's so easy to find the guns. So early on in the game, I really think that you should get a gun and get some ammo because yeah, it's an effective gun in the beginning. Though that's pretty much the down part with it, as I said, is that it can be more effective, and it still does a lot of noise. Just like all other guns, it does a lot of noise, and I didn't mention that on the earlier weapons, but it does a lot of noise, and zombies can see you, and hear you and get to you. So that's always bad. So if you have a gun that requires less shots to kill a zombie, then you're not gonna make as much noise. So that's why it isn't. Yeah, that's one bad thing about it. But it's still a good gun, even though it's on top 5. The number 5. No, it's on spot 5 on my list after all. And yeah, let's go forward. So on number 4 we have the Sledgehammer, and the Sledgehammer is probably the best melee weapon there is in the game. So it has an okay amount of durability. Well, actually, pretty much for a melee weapon, it has durability 150 durability points, which it's quite a lot. I think it's the most a melee weapon has currently in 7 Days to Die. And even if it and it also has a lot of damage, so even if it degrades, it's still gonna be effective because it does so much damage to begin with. And I mean, you're basically gonna, if you have full stamina, you're almost on any setting, you're gonna one-shot zombies, and that's so effective, really. And also, it's a melee weapon, so it's quiet, so zombies aren't gonna hear you. So you can be quiet and still really kill a lot of zombies. So it's a good weapon to have if you're just scavenging and don't want a lot of noise. You don't want to be heard a lot, then it's a really good weapon to have. And it costs quite a lot. That's kind of the down part about it. It costs 9 pounds of metal, but it's not much when you got a lot of resources, when you actually start mining a lot. So yeah, it's more of a end game melee end game weapon because it's more expensive. But I think it's still a good weapon, and you should have it when you can. And next on my list is the Crossbow. And the Crossbow, I mean, it's so good. I mean, first of all, it's really effective against zombies. I mean, it's quiet also. It's quiet and effective. So if you do a headshot, except for the fat guys, you're gonna kill all zombies if you do a headshot. And headshots aren't that hard to do. So yeah, it can be a really effective weapon to take out many zombies without them even noticing. And also, it's so cheap. You only need yucca fibers and sticks. And yeah, that's everything for the crossbow itself. The arrows, you need stone, sticks, and feathers, and all those things are so easy to get, so it's not hard at all. You can basically get it the moment you start, and you should get it. You should get that and the spike club in the beginning, and maybe pistol. Those three are pretty solid weapons. I mean, so yeah, the crossbow is a really solid weapon, and it's good also later on in the game, because as I said, it's effective and quiet, and you want those weapons as well. Maybe not as good if you're facing a lot of zombies or dogs, because you have to reload after each shot. But if you're just killing slow walking zombies during the day, it's a good weapon. You should use it as often as you can. And okay, so next on my list, on number 2, is the sniper rifle. And the sniper rifle is a really expensive. Really expensive gun. Well, it costs £9 of metal, so it's less than the Sledgehammer, but though more than the SMG. But it's expensive in the sense that it's rare, and you need like 6 parts. No, if you're gonna craft it, you need like 6 different parts. That means you have to salvage 6 sniper rifles, and finding that many sniper rifles, that can be hard. So yeah, but it's still a really good gun, even though it's an end game gun. But if you're in the end game, you should have a sniper, because it's so accurate. It can shoot from a very long distance, and you have a scope you can zoom in and out with, and it's really effective. It takes like, it always even doesn't matter what kind of type of zombie it is. If you do a headshot, it kills everything, even the fat ones. And if you do party shots, it's gonna take at least like 2 shots, 2 or 3 maybe. So yeah. Really good, and you should get it later on in the game. I don't know else what to say. And the bullets aren't hard to craft either. It's pretty much all bullets are as hard, to craft. It's really not hard. It's not harder than crafting pistol bullets, and every bullet is gonna be really vicious. So you're gonna get a lot of value out of those shots. And so let's go forward to the number 1 weapon on my list. So the best weapon, I think, that currently exists in 7 Days to Die is the shotgun. And I'm talking about both the shotgun and the sawn-off shotgun. So what makes it so great is that it's so lethal. I mean, it kills everything in one shot. You don't even have to do a headshot. It kills everything. And that even on these settings I've been trying on, even if you do set it to low damage, it's still gonna be effective. I guess when it degrades as well. And so, I mean, as I said before with SMG, that if you're in a tense situation, the SMG maybe won't be as good, because you're just gonna be spraying, and you maybe don't do as many headshots, and then you're gonna run out of bullets, and yeah, it's not gonna be good. But the shotgun, you can just, you don't even have to think when you use it. You can just bam, 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 and everything dies. It does do a lot of noise, so don't use it. If you can, use a quiet weapon like the crossbow or the sledgehammer. But yeah, I mean, you should always carry a shotgun. I think it's by far the best gun there is. And it's really cheap to craft as well. It's pretty common to find, so you can start creating it pretty early on in the game. And it's pretty cheap as well to create. The pump shotgun only costs 3.5 pounds of metal, and the sawn-off shotgun only costs 2.5 pounds of metal. So yeah, it's a good game. It's a gun that you can get early on in the game, and that's still really effective later on in the game. It's probably the most effective gun later on as well. So yeah, that's what makes the shotgun so good. And the pump shotgun, it's probably the better one out of the 2, because it still kills on close range, and the sawn-off, well, it kills. Yeah, it's just as good on close range, but not as good if you're a few meters away. Then maybe the zombie won't die. But I mean, both of them are good regardless. So, but you should, of course, craft the normal pump shotgun instead. As I said, it's better, but both are good. And yeah, that's really what I got for your list. as I said at the beginning, I'm sorry for not being that active. I'm gonna try to be more active. I've also been thinking about what I'm gonna do on this channel. I mean, some of the things, like, I haven't been all that happy with all the videos that I've been creating, like the last Diablo video. I don't know. I felt that like that was kind of lousy and I wasn't all that prepared. So I'm gonna think about what types of videos I'm gonna do on this channel. Of course I'm gonna do more 7 Days to Die, but yeah, I don't know what else apart from that. But anyway, that's it. I hope you liked the video. Do all the socials, subscribe and comment if you want to support me or if you like the video. And I'll see you in my next video.